Guys, have you seen our videos on how we use the slab jig? I really love this tool. It makes you be able to get anything flat, whether it's cupped or warped, whether it's bowed or skewed, it doesn't matter. The slab jig will get it flat. This is our new and improved version. I love the original slab jig. This will lock you into place. Less fatigue. You won't have to hold your router down. When you hit a rough spot in that slab like a knot, it won't want to pop up in that router jig. You can make high-end river table and woodworking projects like a pro in your garage. Step one, our universal router plate. This router plate is going to replace our standard plate that came with the router for a couple of reasons. It has a larger opening to accept that surface planing router bit. It also keeps our jig square. This way we use it as a template when we're setting up our jig. It also locks it in the slab jig so it doesn't bounce when you hit a rough knot in your woodworking project. So attach that with the appropriate screws that go with your particular router. You can find these at any hardware store by simply bringing those screws with you and finding the right match. Let's get started. All right, next step is we're going to get our brackets ready. We're going to attach our casters to each bracket. You get 8 casters and 2 brackets. We're going to use a 7/16 nut driver and a Phillips screwdriver. Simply thread the nut and the screw by hand. They're loose at first, and then firm it up with your nut driver and your Phillips screw gun. After we hand tight the carriage bolt and the nut, we're going to use that router plate as our actual template. This is going to ensure everything is square and even. Just be sure you don't do it super tight so that our router plate can still move. I'm using my 7/16 ratchet to get in there and tighten those bolts. Keep in mind, I only tighten the 2 outside bolts first until I get the rest of my assembly put together. Also, take note, I haven't installed my stop yet. That stop will be installed after I get my bracket put together so that I can slide my router back and forth and it's locked into place. I also made it flush on this end, and I'll leave my excess on the table where I don't walk. You see, I'm going to be walking back and forth over here, so I can simply have everything nice and flush on this end, and that end will be my excess. If you have a jumbo slab, you can make this up to 60 inches wide. You can do a 5-foot slab, but this is a 4x8 table, so this is completely adjustable to the table in your own shop. That's pretty slick. Remember, loosely place your brackets before you tighten those nuts. Put the carriage bolts in their respective groove, slide on your bracket, hand tighten those nuts, and then set your width and your depth. That bracket will be adjustable. Get that set to your table and you'll be good to go. I got my table mocked up. It's a 4x8 sheet of plywood, and then I have a 1.5-inch spacer. This will actually elevate my jig depending on the thickness of my slab. If I have a jumbo slab, I simply increase the height of my rails. I could put a couple stacks of these to raise it up so that my surface planing router bit can go ahead and get that flat. Remember, I have that side tight, so I'm going to pull that nice and tight to my table, and then I'll adjust my final bracket so it's perfectly snug. All right, time to finish up. We're going to make sure we tighten this side of the bracket. We're going to put our safety stop on, and then we're going to give it a test drive. Okay, the slab jig is assembled. It's time to put my router in place, and I'm ready to go. I prefer a 4-flute router bit when doing my surface planing. This is an awesome bit to get the job done, and it leaves your resin buttery smooth. You can find this right there on our website as an add-on item. I love this bit. Let me know, is this a weekend warrior do-it-yourselfer's dream? No need for that CNC, no need to take up space in your shop. The slab jig is portable, it's easy, and it's massively effective.